So the darkness isn't only not a bad thing, it's a fucking necessary thing for the most beautiful things to emerge in this life. Just because we know 1 + 1 = 2 doesn't mean we forget that. Doesn't mean we can't use the fact that 1 + 1 = 2. So just because we remember we're an infinite being of light, just because we know we're an infinite being of light, doesn't mean we're always allowing ourselves to remember it enough so that it positively impacts our experience and existence while we're here. And I understand it's easy to forget the basic fundamentals about this stuff, because once we start getting deeper into the healing process, of course, we're peeling back various layers of different experiences we've had. We're having big realizations. We're learning a whole bunch. So it's easy to forget the initial fundamental basics. But it's those initial fundamental basics that will fuel everything else any damn way. So it's imperative that we remember those initial fundamental basics. Because everything we talk about, this entire experience, is based on the fact that you're a light being. Because you literally come here because you're a light being. And it's because you're a light being that you come here to a world of darkness to transmute it into light, because you are that light. So you bring who and what you are, light, to a world of darkness. And just like any other dark room that you would ever walk in and flip on a light switch, as soon as light comes into the picture, darkness cannot exist. And again, it's each and every one of those pre-chosen integral moments of darkness that in actuality instigated first and foremost, your recollection of who and what you truly are. Because without that traumatic experience of putting you through hell, you wouldn't have been forced to whatever would trigger that remembrance, that recollection, you wouldn't have been forced to remember. It was the trauma that forces us to remember, because we need to remember our strength. We need to remember our power. We need to remember our light in order to get through the darkness that we have pre-chosen before we come here. And that's why it's so damn important that we get to a place of acceptance of the darkness. It's so integral and necessary that we get to a place of acceptance for the shit in our lives, for even the worst shit in our lives, for all the negativity in our lives. Because without that negativity, we would have nothing to bring light to. Without that darkness, rather, we would have nothing to bring light to. So the darkness isn't only not a bad thing, it's a fucking necessary thing for the most beautiful things to emerge in this life. So no matter what you're going through now, or have been, or will down the road, the quicker you can remember in the face of your darkness that your darkness is actually your friend and your teacher and a necessary component to you reaching your full potential, if you can do that, not only will you save yourself a lot of bullshit, but you'll get to experience the joy and peace and freedom you deserve a hell of a lot quicker.